All right. Usually I'm here with some personal finance topics because I am a certified financial planner as a day job, in addition to being a mom of two and all the things that come with managing a household as well. I am a business owner, and my husband's also a business owner and self employed. So I had a question. The pandemic really issued in 2020 the widespread usage of Zoom and other ways to collaborate and meet with clients remotely online. And Zoom came out with a feature that really I slept on until just recently called the whiteboard, share whiteboard function. So I wanted to just totally real reaction to using this tool. So I'm recording it. This is the Zoom whiteboard tool. So I'm in my Zoom window. I'm starting a meeting, or I've started a meeting, and I've started recording. At the bottom of my Zoom window is a share button, and there's a pop-up that comes up where I can choose like particular screens, tabs, or even application windows. I usually do my entire desktop. I find every time I've tried to use an application window or a specific tab, I felt limited because a pop-up would show up that was necessary to share with a client or something along those lines. I do put my computer in do not disturb mode as often as I can when I'm meeting with clients remotely so that things like text messages and alerts don't pop up and reveal information. I also am pretty discreet on just showing a single client's information and not several clients. All right, so at the top of the pop-up, it said screens is the default if you haven't made any changes. The next is documents, and then there's advanced. Advanced is pretty interesting, but for now, I'm going to focus on documents, the middle option on my Zoom on a MacBook Air. And I see the first illuminated option is whiteboard. There's also notes and several other, but I want to start with whiteboard. So let's share and see what we come up with. Okay, welcome to new whiteboard. Our whiteboard saves your work and offers the latest features. You can set the whiteboard classic as board by default in settings. Okay. It's loading. All right, great. Interesting. Okay. I wonder. Okay, so I have a separate mouse and I'm using my trackpad here. And is there an undo? Just like any other, I'm old, paint software, it works pretty good. I could see wanting a black instead of a white screen. And draw gives me, okay, great. I kind of like, let's see, that is the pen, vanishing pen, interesting, highlighter, smart pen. I like a little bit thicker, I think, and I can change the color. All right, I like dark blue. Okay, so how might this be helpful with a personal finance topic? Let's see. I've been thinking a lot about one of my favorite personal finance tips, and it relates to Costco or any other chain big box store that offers a membership or not. Costco, most of my wealthier clients indeed share a Costco membership. I think it's 55, I don't know. I don't know how much it is, 60 or $70 a year in our area. And I know I share mine with my father-in-law, so kind of two households, one account, and you get your own card. So my husband doesn't have a card, but I do. And they're pretty particular, from what I hear. It's always rumored that it's particular, but Google like hacks to shop at Costco without a membership, and you can find some too on how you might pull that off. But one of my favorite tips for Costco and really any store, I like Costco just because I've been able to kind of anecdotally track inflation over time. So Costco, you have a shopping cart. Yeah, you like that? And in your shopping cart, you put items, right? They're all different sizes and shapes. And it looks like a robot. And let's make some pathways here. Maybe you get some free samples. Yeah, real time. They're kind of happy to be there. And you're approaching the register, right? So now we're going to ring up what you got. It doesn't actually look like this. It's like an ET neck and head. This is a cash register, right? And your total comes up at some point, right? We don't know what yet. So Costco is also notoriously known for extremely long lines to check out, at least in our area. Again, uh, like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you found otherwise. But I feel like unless you hit it at the right time, you're always waiting in a long line to check out a Costco, particularly on weekends. All right. So as you're, waiting in line, there's a bunch of people in front of you, right? They have a cart. I wonder if there's a way to select, like in Paint. And then, interesting. Okay, so I can select and move it around with my awesome art. Let's make sure we give it a handle. Why not? Okay. So you have ample time to wait in line. And even if you don't, like you can spot check this. So what you do is you take the number of items times a dollar amount. Now, this is particularly for consumables, food, not if you're buying a printer, a TV, a piece of jewelry, a vacation package, whatever high ticket items. Exclude the high ticket item, but be aware that you're spending that money. I used to be able to get out of Costco assuming $9 per item. So I'd count my cart. I have 30 items, 30 times 9, 270, right? So I knew I was going to leave with a $270 bill. The thing about Costco is you're always in sticker shock when you get to the register because you're like, this is a very compelling environment to buy more than I even considered beyond the list. I don't know how you pull it off, but I'm pretty decent at savings and controlling my spend. So it's always been a challenge for me, and I've wondered different ways. In today's environment, I really can't get away from 10 to 11 as my range, right? So the same 30 items that's $270 becomes $300 at $10 per item. At $11 per item, that's 330. So somewhere between 300 and 330 is about what I'm going to be paying if I have 30 different packaged items in my cart. Now, again, if you have all meat, be reasonable here, folks. This is just an estimation tool. So I can tell myself after enough trips how close I am with my range. So your market may be 9. Just keep an eye on it, right? We need data first before we can analyze. So I anecdotally, meaning this isn't a scientific survey, have found that I have spent $9 per item. That puts me a little bit above what I think my total will be. And that was consistent. Over time, I've had to, like I said, increase it to a range. So my range now, 300 to 330. Now, if I was planning on going to Costco and intending to spend less, because usually my household spends about 100 to 200 a week on groceries elsewhere, then that's a compelling indicator to me to say, is there an impulse box I can set aside and not check out with today? Did the kids really want 30 pack of these granola bars, or is it better that I just buy the 4, 8, or 12 pack for slightly less, maybe not always less, per unit at another grocery store another time? I'm pretty flexible. My household's pretty flexible on brands and generics and things like that. And I do always look at the per unit cost at Costco. But this is just a global macro. It doesn't matter. Do you buy organic? Do you buy this? I don't want to leave spending $330. I want to leave spending $270. I can't change what my area's average cost per item is. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple items back. In this case, 3 or 4, right? Depending on just spot checking to lower what my expected register checkout would be. I actually got this tip because I was listening to the audiobook over 10 years ago, Good to Great, about big company comebacks. And one of the case studies in that book was about Walgreens. And the one metric they judged Walgreens' comeback success was one metric: price per receipt. So anything the business did that generated an increase in, amount per receipt of customers buying and leaving. So instead of $10, they're consistently leaving with a $15 or $20 receipt, was the right business strategy. And they determined that. There's a whole lot of other great things about that book, but I can say as a consumer, the price per receipt, the amount per receipt became very important to me. And I've been able to translate that into this Costco savings tip. So this was my exploration of the Zoom board. Let's see, what's this? Oh, great. I can do another one. And I can say bye. And really wish I had the Apple Pen at this point. But thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful.